CADL. Okay. This on nasdaq. Okay, great. All right. Okay, so on the weekly trend, you can see in the last 2 weeks, it has taken support at the mid Bollinger Band and is bullish. It has potential to go further up. The level of 9.34 is where it uh, had resistance previously, when it formed a high at close to 1490 1460. The market had sold and brought its price down, but with the bullish trend in these 2 weeks, it can go further up. Its RSI is at 61. Previously, it faced resistance around RSI 65. So if you are already on it, you can hold it for few cents further. If you look on the daily chart, the upper Bollinger Band is at 9.64, and closing here was close to 940, and here 996. So if you are already on it, you can look to book your profits close to the upper Bollinger Band. Here it is at 960, but you can keep a target of 950 just for being conservative and to make sure that your order executes. If you are planning to buy, I would suggest to wait for it to correct. The mid Bollinger Band here is at 813. Yeah, and the mid Bollinger Band, the weekly chart was at 710. In terms of uh, your expectation, are you already on this trade or you want to enter? Oh, you bought it at 12. Okay, so at least on the weekly pattern, the upper Bollinger Band is at 10. So if your average is 12, for you to close your position in profit, you should wait for it to buy close to around 820 so that your average price becomes lower and you can exit in profit. So whatever analyst rating you are watching about 15 as the target, was that news right? So I was going to ask the same thing. So was that news before December 11? Because that time it reached 1460, and uh, okay, yeah. So depends who issues the buy rating. In terms of the technicals and the indicators that we typically follow, uh, the upside on a weekly or monthly basis is close to 10 or 10.3 and 10.5. Uh, at this current level, what I mentioned, I'll just say again, is that you can buy it at lower price. so that your average comes closer to 10 and you can exit in profit. Uh, if there's a market spike like this, and this, because it's a uh, biotech company and there could be some news which might come, then it could have a spike, in which case you might be able to exit in profit. But if that doesn't happen soon, you might end up holding it for some time. So typically with the pharma companies having some uh, approvals, they do spike like what you see it here. uh, so if it doesn't spike, you might have to plan to exit uh, by averaging down and closing your position at few cents higher than your average price. Okay. If I may ask, how much is the quantity that you are holding? Okay. Okay. So if because you have that much quantity, so it would be good if it's possible for you to average down, even if you are expecting it to reach 15, and uh, you buy it some more quantity, you will be able to exit in um, some profit, right? Vivek, who is one of our member, he has suggested about stop loss as well. Yeah, Vivek, do you want to add anything? Yeah, unless there's a spike like what has happened here, where it went to 1460. So that was back in December. Uh, so that's the 14, right, right. So that way the loss could be lesser. Yeah. Okay, Jan. And Vishal, to your point, you want RTY, we can include that in the analysis. Okay, so let's move next. So there were few of the uh, TSX stocks that we had skipped in the analysis. So we will take BB, which was requested. BB.to, that's on TSX. Okay. So on monthly and weekly, we see that it has had a good bullish move. Uh, as of now, it's on the overbought area. and it's high of 850 in the last, was it in the last session? Let's see. In the second last session, um, at high of 850 it has started facing correction, which on the weekly chart is not visible yet, because the indicator that we have here is RSI, but you can see the profit booking has started happening, and you can expect correction for BB. We have started seeing the correction on the daily chart. The correction is possible on the weekly chart as well. With its current level, 6 610 615, the mid Bollinger Band is still climbing up, and 610 615 from the daily chart looks to be a price level which you could watch for entering. On the daily trend, 736 740 could be a support level, um, but it could be a weaker support compared to the weekly support for those who want to enter. There's a support here around 610, and if you are looking for even better entry, the lower Bollinger Band level currently at 583, or even 6 could be a good buy level for BlackBerry. Just on the monthly trend, if you look, it is trading above the upper Bollinger Band even on the monthly chart. So it's good to see that it has formed 4 months of uh, bullish trend, and after it corrects, it could be good to hold for uh, medium to long term, as because of this spike that it had back in 2021 post COVID. There could still be some noise on the social threads, and it could give a spike, as it's kind of speculative stock. But in terms of technicals, I would suggest to book your profit if you are currently holding, and look for entering close to level 6. Okay, that's weed, right? Yeah. Canopy growth, TSX. Yeah. And just to show its trend, so it has been on downtrend for quite a while now. Let's see, because it has been on downtrend. It is in the oversold region. So the RSI is 30. It's touching close to lower Bollinger Band. Not exactly touching the lower Bollinger Band, but it's uh, close to it, because it's a $2.16 stock. Uh, you can buy in considerable quantity, and based on the daily trend, it has had a reversal. Looking at these two candles, so have you purchased it, or were you looking to buy it? Oh, Okay. So if you are already on it, and then it could be a good time for you to buy more to average down, as it is showing reversal. Um, you can average down and look to break even and exit at some profit. So since it had this gap ups here, it might give you some chance to exit. But looking at your price, so if you see here, the high was 415. uh, so the level of 5 or 6 might be difficult for it to reach, because after this, after going up, it formed a low which is lower than this, which indicates that the market has not fully reversed yet, and it has been on a downtrend for a long time. Uh, you can buy more to average down and try to break even for exiting. Uh, if you are seeing that, um, in terms of the market not letting the price to go up above 360 or 350, um, you might consider to book your profit as well. With this jump, when it went above the upper Bollinger Band, uh, there's a chance that market may reverse. But I'll also suggest, because this is a penny stock, uh, I'll also suggest to check the company's news if they have anything planned in the near term. And because it's, if you look, its earnings was, uh, it had a negative market reaction upon earnings. So there is some news that the company would have released as part of the earnings. I'll suggest to follow that as well. Okay. You're welcome. Next we have shop. Okay. So shop, for past, like since 2022, it has had a good recovery and is almost at the levels when it had an all-time high. Um, for those who are holding, it's currently at 181, and this, we are looking on the monthly pattern. So it has a strong resistance close to 200. Uh, so with current level of 182, you can look for first resistance around 194, then second resistance around 198 or 199. If I think that could be a good price, and you would be in considerable profit if you would have entered earlier. Looking at the weekly and the daily chart, it's already in the uh, overbought region above the upper Bollinger Band. So at this price, and looking at TSX trend of getting into bearish direction, uh, it would be good to book profit on your 75% or 80% of your positions, and hold smaller position for your higher target levels of 194 or 199. If you want to book profit from all of your quantity, you can book profit with the current prices since above the upper Bollinger Band, and wait for it to re-enter around mid Bollinger Band of the daily chart, which is currently at 170. You can look at 174 or 175 for re-entry for higher target levels, or even 170 at the mid Bollinger Band could also be your level that you can look for. Anyone on the call is on Shopify? I know this was requested by Imran. And since we reconnected on a different meeting invite, I'm sure if he will, he will be able to just recording, but that's fine. Oh, okay. We'll take CT. Vivek, CTC.A you have mentioned. Is it on TSX? Okay. Dot A. Yeah, I was looking. Is there any difference between just CTC and CTC? Okay. All right. Okay. So looking at the weekly chart and the daily chart, it, uh, it's in the oversold region. RSI. You already entered? So if you want to buy more, you can buy at the current level because it has at its last session it shows that the market should bring it up, or also because it had a gap down and it opened below the lower Bollinger Band. Market has pulled up, but with this candle that it has formed, you can expect it to go further up. And uh, you, if you are already on it, the tar- target price is, let's see, from the 4-hour chart, 150 could be your first target. And if you are planning to hold even further, 155, it may not reach very soon because of this big red candle, but 150 first target, and then 155 the second target. And if you plan to re-enter, then you can look for 155 or some smaller quantity positions for your 155 target. Okay. You're welcome. And RY, shall we take the one on TSX, Royal Bank? Okay, okay. That's good. Yeah, I was assuming that this is on your long-term account or in your RRSP or TFSA. Yeah, I'm just checking that if you look at this level, that is 167, which is the lower Bollinger Band on the weekly chart, and then yeah, so it seems to had reversed this week, but with this, yeah, with this Marubazu. or rather bearish engulfing. Uh, it has engulfed the body, so it could go further down. Lower Bollinger Band is 164 here, which could be the support level. I'm just checking if 165. Yeah. So 164. If it goes further down, it could go up to 164. At that point, if you want to rebuy or add to your positions, you could do that, uh, and then it should have a reversal to go up. Um, since TSX, we are expecting it to go down in the coming week. ROI being one of the top five banks, you can expect it to follow the TSX trend or its correction reflect on TSX trends, right? Yeah. Okay, so that any other request from anyone? I know there's one more from YPSL. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. So we're not sure if you saw the Tesla analysis. Mhm. Uh, they give 15% monthly or 15% yield annually. Okay. Yeah. So in terms of like if it's giving dividend, then definitely it's good to hold since 15% in itself is a good dividend, which other TSX stocks might not give, um, or very less might give more than 10%. So from that point of view, it's definitely good. In terms of the trend, so looking at the weekly chart, it can go up to mid Bollinger Bands 27 easily. On the daily chart, it's close to mid Bollinger Band 2685, which you can expect it to touch. And if the trend is bullish and it continues, uh, this 29.45 could be your next target where it will close this gap. Okay. Yeah. Um, However, just keep a watch that at the mid Bollinger Band, when it touches or when Tesla is touching the mid Bollinger Band on the weekly chart, if it faces resistance, then you can plan to exit and re-enter when it has. Okay. Okay. So any other request? There is one from Metul of VGT, which I will take. Although Metul is not on this call, maybe Mohit, if you are close to him, you can share the analysis with him as well. Yeah, RTY. We'll take RTY, Vishal. Just we'll finish with VGT and then we'll take RTY. Okay, great. Okay, VGT, since it's an ETF and since 2022, its trend has been mostly bullish on the monthly chart, and looking at the current month also, it's almost bullish engulfing, although the month has not finished. The high here was 66.48. So with this candle, you can expect it to go further up. The only thing to look like what we saw on nasdaq, and as part of nasdaq analysis, is that it's at the upper Bollinger Band on the weekly and the daily charts. So the small market correction is expected, which would apply to this ETF as well. So it has been facing resistance at this level almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it has been going slightly above previous highs, but still kind of forming a box at this around this level. So if he is holding, I'm just checking the dividend. So it doesn't give much dividend as well. If he is holding, then you can suggest him to look for booking his profit around 645. The high here was 648, and market might touch 648 or 650. But if he is out at 645, that's still fine, rather than being stuck if it has correction before touching 645. So with the current level, in the next 1 or 2 session, either he can keep a target at 645, or if he is watching, then try to exit as soon as he is seeing the correction to start. As in, correction is like it's already at the resistance, is at the upper Bollinger Band levels. So correction is due basically, and it would be good that he books his profit and has money to re-enter at lower price. Okay. The only difference would be that if he is holding it from a long term, and he has entered somewhere here, he could hold it for target of 648 or 650. But if it was a short term trade, he can exit and re-enter. Okay. You're welcome. And last one is RTY. So it's a futures e futures e-mini. Does it give dividend yield as well? No, since it's a futures e-mini. No. Vishal, are you trading in futures? This is the one he has requested. Vishal, are you around? Okay. Nevertheless, we'll just complete the. No, Vishal, we can't hear you. We can see your messages, but we can't hear you. That's fine. So, in terms of e-mini, if you are actively trading, then uh, you might be trading on the smaller intervals. Um, but if you are uh, taking the contracts, then looking at the weekly trend. Currently, it's at the mid Bollinger Band on the weekly trend, and the RSI is at 52, which means it could uh, go up. So in the last, yeah, now I can hear you. Right. Yeah, that's why I was saying that uh, for RTY, because it's a uh, futures e-mini, should be doing analysis on a smaller intervals. So on the daily chart, uh, eh, in the last two session, it had gone up, and since it has closed below the below the mid Bollinger Band, uh, the market sentiment on the shorter term, we'll have to check on the lower uh, time frame. So if you see on the 4-hour chart, uh, it touched a upper Bollinger Band, and uh, the price has dropped to the mid Bollinger Band. For your trade in the next session, and this might be trading on starting at 6 p.m. on Sunday. So when you are looking at the next session on Sunday, based on this candle, it it has touched the 4-hour mid Bollinger Band chart. You can watch it to come up to lower Bollinger Band on the 4-hour chart, and you can take either, if you are trading options, then you can take a call. But for now, uh, instead of taking a put, I would suggest to just watch it for further correction until it drops to close to 2262. If you are When you say you are doing intraday, typically 1 day chart or 4-hour chart gives the um, like slight longer trend, and you take a trade either on 15-minute or 5-minute chart, and your trends on 1 hour, 4 hour, and 1 day gives you little longer time horizon. So right now, if I am looking at these intervals, 4 hour, 1 hour, uh, I would suggest maybe the initial 4 hours you can just watch, and once you see a reversal on the 4-hour chart, then you can take a bullish trade or a call option if you are trading on in options. Okay. In terms of the exact levels, I would I would suggest to uh, yeah, 2262 would be ideal. Like if it touches 2262, you can uh, take a trade that time. When you're taking intraday trades, and in terms of the short trades, typically if you are able to take an entry near the lower Bollinger Bands on 1 hour, 15-minute, or 5-minute chart, the probability of making a successful trade uh, is higher, even if you are taking a future option trade. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. All right. So I think I have covered most of the requests in the chat. Is there any last request? I'm not seeing anything on the chats. Are we good? Okay. All right. Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining the session today, and um, hope the analysis helps you in your trades, and uh, you can share your uh, trades in the GMT groups, and let's hope you have a profitable coming week, and um, we can continue the analysis discussions in the chat, and we can plan to meet next week as well. Thanks, everyone.